We are back, and I took a little bit of time off from the last video. Not too much, actually. I did them pretty much back to back, but I did do some work on the game while we were not recording. And as you can see, my throwing is actually up to 84 before. I guess maybe you probably didn't memorize what it was beforehand, but it has gone up. I did check it once before, which is why it doesn't show up red. And we pretty much killed my stamina doing it, but I just wanted to build some of my skills while we were recording, and we didn't leave, so it didn't waste too much time overall. So we made efficient use of the downtime in the game. I actually did encounter another error when I tried to talk to her, Uhura, and tell her goodbye. I was actually standing right in front of her, and she tries to leave, but she can't, and the game doesn't really know what to do. So I actually accidentally had to restore, and when I restored, I actually restored from an earlier instance before we got here. So I went back and talked to the Laban, and this time did not get thrown out. I was more respectful. So we have a little bit of improvement there. I don't know if it makes much of an impact, but it gives a little peace of mind, and I was able to build up our score. So we're exactly back where we were, and actually doing better than we would have had I just recorded from exactly where we left off. Anyway, we're going to tell her goodbye and stand over here this time, and she will be able to mosey on out without us getting in her way. And the Simbani village, for some reason, is really buggy. If you don't come in or out the right way and things like that, it creates a lot of problems. There's actually a bug later in the game that I'll tell you about that I only saw once. I've never heard anyone else have it, but it's kind of weird, kind of neat. I think it's part of the game. They didn't finish programming, but I'll hold that anecdote off for a little while. Alright, so this is Uhura's friend, Yusufu. He's in the village. This is the guy we're going to actually challenge at some point, and he is going to be... pardon me, we're going to challenge him at some point in the initiation contest. For the time being, he just kind of hangs out here, and you can ask him things. Like I said, I'm not going to try to exhaust too much of the dialogue trees for these guys, just because it takes so long. And he pretty much doesn't do a lot during the day, apparently, or sometimes he's here and sometimes he's not. I guess today's his day off. I should take that back. And he is pretty much... So he says they're staying there until they beat the leopard men, supposedly, whenever that takes place. And so on some days he's here. When he is here, you can actually play this game with him. And we'll take a look at it. We've got plenty of time left on the video, so we just started. Pretty much, it's good for the magic user to play this game. It's not really a magic game, but it does help boost your intelligence, and that's very relevant to a magic user. I'm not 100% sure how do you play the game. You just kind of try to move the rocks, and you do it by sort of rolling them. So we take turns, you move one from another, and then you move all the stones to the right, and dropping one stone in each hole, and it does something. I've never really bothered to spend time figuring out exactly how to play this game. I think it actually is a real game of some sort, or based upon a real game. Obviously a very primitive one, but... And I guess you want to get all the stones in your home and not in the other guys. So we don't have cows to play for, so normally they gamble for it. Obviously, we're just going to play for fun, so I have no idea how this really works. Okay, so we got one in, we'll go again. So I guess it evenly distributes it down the line. Is that how it works? Now it's his turn. And we got some of his, I guess. I don't really understand this entirely, but... Okay, so you capture stones if something happens. I don't really understand this at all, actually. Okay, so, yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going on here. I don't want to blow too much of your time. I think the game ends. He's pretty much destroying us, so... As you can see, I don't have a lot of intelligence in the game, and maybe not in real life either. Or at least not enough patience to figure out how this works precisely. Okay, somehow we captured his stones. I really don't understand why. Okay, well this should be over in a second. I hope it's not too boring. We got a few there. We can make it a respectable play, I guess. Okay, so I guess if you have one stone across, you get to capture his stones, or I don't know. Okay, so I think he still beat us, but we were close. Okay. Yeah, maybe we'll play again sometime. Whoa. Well, it was close. I don't know if we actually have to beat him at any point. I think the magic user benefits from it. I don't think we do. In any event, we are not going to invest that much time in playing that now. I don't want to really talk to him too much more, so I'm going to say goodbye. And so we made friends with him. At least we reached out to everybody. I think it's time to actually leave here for now. There's not too much we can do except for some of the practicing that I mentioned. And like I said, I'm not going to waste your time doing that while I record the video. I'll do that off video. Does this guy have anything to say? How's he doing? Yeah, so he's the daytime guy. We're just gonna, well, be nice and say goodbye. Alright, let's head out. And I don't know if I have a water pouch filled with water from the lake. I do. Alright, so I'm not going to pick up any more. I'm not going to go back there. I think we're going to head back to Tarna. Maybe we can make it back by nightfall. And we'll try our luck if any monsters come by, as long as we don't run out of too much health. And this is the big guy, and we do have to defeat this guy at some point, or one of them at least at some point. But we have not had much luck thus far, so let's give it another try. So that's slash normal. You know, I'm kind of used to the Quest for Glory 2 remake, where if you can get a clean slash or slice like that across enemy's arm like that, you can actually really do some damage. And this is what I'm talking about, sort of delay. See, his health sort of started going down, but not until after I stopped hitting him, at least from my vantage point. It looks like I'm cutting him pretty well. It's hard to say. I am making some progress. Alright, so it looks like maybe we just had to build up our strength or something. Looks like now we're doing a decent job. And I just took him down, and ooh, he goes down with a lot of blood. That's pretty gruesome for a Quest for Glory game. Okay, well, and the only thing we get from him is a horn, and unfortunately, unlike in past games, there isn't one sort of cash cow character that you can go after and kill him and take his money, but money is not too big of a problem in this game. I'm going to pretty much avoid any other character that we run across just because we're low on health, and I would like to get back to Tarna at some point. So if it's just another, yeah, I just don't want to deal with this. So let's get out of here. We're pretty good at beating them, but we do have healing potions and things. But I want to get back to Tarna, and maybe we'll spend some more time killing guys as we go through. But I also want to get some more water pouches so we can store more vigor potions, since it does take a lot of stamina out of us to swing our sword like that. But looks like we're in a position where we're pretty good at beating these guys. I think pretty much the toughest enemy, monster in the game, and not in the game, I should say, in the Savannah area, is that dinosaur. Like we saw the ant before, but we've been able to beat it beforehand. And there's actually some crocodile people, which if we come closer to the water, you may encounter. Maybe this is one of them. No, okay. So like I said, you only have to beat him once. You need his horn at some point, and we'll get to that in a little while. But we're getting a little close to the end, so I'm hoping that I can just take us into Tarna, and we actually might be able to beat Nightfall too, surprisingly. I guess we left early enough in the day. So we'll see if we can beat Nightfall again to Tarna and shut this video down. And we are pretty close. Okay, day 7. We didn't beat Nightfall, but that's okay, because I think there's actually something we want to see at night in Tarna, and that is going to be... So here's Tarna in all its glory at night. Looks pretty nice. Would be nice if you could see some other parts of it, but we've mentioned that too many times, so I'll stop bringing that up. Anyway, we're going to save, and I am actually just going to close out the video. So we're ending a little early this time, but thanks for watching, and we'll be back next time.